Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Steve Henn.
I'm Dom Mackie.
I'm the other one. I'm Eliott Simpson. Hello.
Hiya, Gabriel.
Hello. I'm Gabriel Featherstone. I'm a bit late to come into the chat, so I'm not here yet.
And welcome to the magic of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've got.
Yeah, we lost someone before we even started.
I know, lost in the vortex.
We're down one. And the beauty is we're starting with Gabriel's clip. So this...
Professionalism at its finest.
This is excellent. Right. So, yes. Hello, people. Please join in the comments. If you want to say anything about Doctor Who, that is excellent thing to say. We do this occasionally every other week, maybe sometimes every third week, depending on whose birthday it is. And we talk about Doctor Who in sometimes a very relevant or irrelevant way. And tonight's is about history.
History, yes.
Hagrid's history.
It's history of Hershey's.
It's history or history of Doctor Who. Not even the history of Doctor Who. It's historical figures. Yes. Which brings me nicely onto your clip, Gabriel. Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, hello, I'm Gabriel, and I'm presenting you the clip from the Romans, which is really fun, and Caesar's being a bit of a perv. Enjoy.
Someone who's never watched this before.
That's all I can do. I can't. As my best Gabriel. I mean, he probably would kill me if he saw me doing that.
Thank you. Said your best Gabriel. Someone's watching this probably has no idea who Gabriel is. They will think, "What the hell? Who is this guy?"
They probably don't believe he's a real person. Like he's not got like a conventional voice, has he? Like he very convinced someone who's made up.
Hyde, mate.
Let's see your clip then, Gabriel. You're right. It is about Caesar and the Romans. Romans?
The Romans. That's a very different story.
Lend me your mouth as well as your teeth. Okay, thank you.
You know what this is, child, don't you?
Plans?
Yes. Caesar Nero made it. For rebuilding Rome. Let me see. Where are we now? 64 A.D. July. Yes, of course. He sets fire to Rome.
I know about that, Doctor.
Yes, he must expect his plan. It will be ready at any time now. Maximus. Must you hiss my name from all corners?
I'm sorry, but I have news.
Yes?
Nero has arranged for you to play in the arena.
Oh, has he now? Well, I must have misjudged the fellow.
And as you play, the lions will be released.
Oh, that will be charming.
Well, obviously you must leave here before this concert.
Oh, obviously.
So if you still intend to carry on with your plan, today is your last chance to kill Nero.
Yes, yes. Kill Nero? I beg your pardon?
Maximus, when you first sent word from Corinth of your intention to murder the Caesar Nero, I informed your allies in the court.
Oh, yes, you did you? Yes.
And then, when the assassins left here to waylay you on your journey, naturally I thought that was the end.
Yes, but I arrived here.
Yes, Maximus, you arrived here.
And the centurion who was killed by my allies was the man that knew all about my plans, and Nero didn't.
Yes, we all know that, but my main concern now, Maximus, is that you should act on what I say.
I shall certainly act on what you say, immediately.
Good, good, good. And the lions will go hungry after all, eh?
Yes. Well, that settles that little bit of intrigue. I'm a would-be murderer, am I?
I'm not sure. If
oh, reverb. Oh, reverb.
I've got. That's because I've
Echo. Make a big call. Make a big call.
I'm gonna have to do that.
I'm just a small boy. Nobody loves me. Oh. I was enjoying that.
No, I'm having technical issues now here because I put my other computer on so I can get another screen in and put the
just
the
blame
surrounding.
Gabriel, mate. Just blame Gabriel.
Well,
I'm really worried that we're gonna joke about this throughout the night, but maybe something really horrible's happened to him, and maybe we're laughing. He could be dead for all we know at this point. I'm really worried that we're gonna find out later. It's gonna be very tragic.
Well, that's very prophetic. Prophetic. Is that the word? Prophetic. Is that the word? Prophetic. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Prophetic. Well. He hasn't got a leg to stand on if it's prophetic. Yeah. No. Well, Gabriel, that was a great clip. I think was it juddering while you were watching it?
Not for me, it wasn't.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is?
Go.
Gabriel sent a clip of Nero, but Nero doesn't actually appear in that clip.
Yeah, very true. I assume he's going to choose a clip about when Nero chases Barbara about, which is like the most kind of farcy level like Doctor Who ever got back in the 60s.
Film.
It was very carry on Roman.
Carry On Cleo was actually the inspiration behind the Romans.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I personally do really enjoy the Romans. It's a very kind of this fun story because honestly for a lot of it, the cast was having quite a fun time. Just having a nice time just hanging about in Rome and getting all kinds of hijinks. And like I say, it's very carry on in nature. So I think it's almost like more kind of jovial adventures, especially historical ones. And yeah, I think it's kind of a good breather in between like the rescue and I don't know what follows after this, but it gets a bit. I think. Is it the chase they do soon after this? I can't quite remember.
Yeah, a few episodes later. The next episode was the Web Planet, and then it was funny for the wrong reasons. But,
yeah, it was. Yes,
that's
it. Sorry, I was just going to say, Dom is our expert because he's just watched the first series. See, the last time we were talking, he just finished watching the whole of the first series, so he should know the order.
You maniac.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, but I did interrupt you there. I apologise. I'm also going to carry on interrupting you because if anybody else wants to join us to talk about Doctor Who, I've put the link in the comments. So we're welcoming anybody in to be our new host for this episode of Doctor Who.
Can we elect? Can we elect a new Gabriel from the comments?
Well, yes, I think the only person we can actually elect at the moment, because there's only one person who's left to comment, is Av. And he just wanted to acknowledge today, back in 1966, with his first airing of Star Trek. Star Trek? What's he talking about? This is the Doctor Who show. I mean, gosh, I know, because Doctor Who started in November, didn't he? The day after Kennedy? The evening. Yeah, I think
why did Kennedy have to get in the way of that bullet? The arsehole.
Well, no, I think it was his head, Dom, to be fair.
Still him. He could have, you know.
Was that you ducking out of the way of a super speeding bullet?
I can't tell if it's still too soon or not.
Yeah.
Too soon. It's been 57 years.
Give it a few more 50 years.
50.
Wow, that is. I thought it was 56. Is that right? Because I was.
No. It was 63, wasn't it? Yeah.
So it'll be 67. 57. That's a variety of reasons. That could have been a good. I really wish I hadn't started. So anyway, I do like watching Doctor Who with historical figures and historical characters in, and that is a good clip, Gabriel, and I'm glad you chose it.
You're very welcome, Steve. I like your hat. I hope you've been eating your greens.
To be fair, you need a coconut shy and a couple of dodgems, but yeah, I do eat my greens. I don't know whether or not we should just pad or go into the next clip because we're still waiting for our new host tonight.
Because my friend might be joining.
Yay!
Because we need to fill in our squares. It's like celebrity squares, and we need to fill in our celebrity squares. So we will.
Blankly blank.
Yes, I thought that was
blank.
I thought he was from Massive Attack, not the other place. Banksy Banks.
Well, I guess before we move on, I guess I will say, I mean, for one, I agree with you, Steve. I really like how Doctor Who is a great vehicle to kind of introduce, I think, kids, especially to like historical figures. I think for many kids, Doctor Who is like the first time they probably see like a TV interpretation of like historical figures. Because I mean, I know for me, it was like the first time I ever saw Charles Dickens like portrayed in TV. That's when I saw Agatha Christie or even Queen Victoria or Shakespeare portrayed in TV as a kid. So obviously, I think it's very important to kind of, it's a good vehicle to kind of teach kids about stuff. Because that's what Sidney Newman wanted the show to be originally. He wanted to be an educational show to teach kids about history and science. And also, it's really fun to watch Doctor interacting with all these different historical figures. And I find William Hartnell so endearing in his stories because obviously I love how he's so jovial and just so calm and nonchalant, and he always ends up getting these really weird situations, like he gets married in the Aztecs by accident. Then he ends up being an assassin for Nero here, and he's like, oh dear, what a shame, oh bother. I love that bit when he has to play the harp, and he deliberately says he tells everybody that that only those of like royal ears can hear it. He plays nothing, so everyone pretends they can hear it. Like he probably exploits like snobbery and classism to his benefit, and I love that.
Yeah, no, he is a because he's the first Doctor, and so much happened afterwards. He knew. What are you drinking? He knew more.
The blood and sweat of men.
And why not? Yeah, but he knew more than we actually ever thought he knew, and that's why he could probably dodder around and pretend to be an assassin, because he knew what was going to happen anyway. Hey, there you go.
That was bold. That was a bold statement.
Did you say bold or bollocks?
How do they sound alike?
Like very different syllable.
Because of your internet, right? So
that is shit.
Now, we're going to go on to the. Shall I say what it's called? The King's. Well, it doesn't matter because it says in the title. It's Dom's. It's Dom's. Dom. Yes. Dom. King's Demon. Honestly, if anybody wants to join us, the link is in the description, because we want to go from 3 to 4, and if we're good enough, we could go to 5.
Oh, we can do 5.
Yes, I'm ready for this.
Why didn't you get the guy from last time back then? So we get like
we were talking 2 minutes before it started.
But if we can do 5, you're going to plan to have him anyway. So even if he couldn't come, we would have 4 as a default.
Well, my mate might be joining. He said he's going to try the link. So.
Oh, excellent. Well, let's take a clip and then come back with what's his name, Dom?
Aaron.
Okay.
Be merciful, I beg you.
Your cousin is guilty of lèse majesté, my lord. Your Majesty.
But, our demon, you too would beg for mercy.
Oh, indeed, no, sire, but surely such a fate is too mild. Would not boiling in oil be a more fitting end?
It must be a decade, our champion, since we boiled in oil. We accept your counsel, O demon.
I thank your Majesty, but I was not suggesting alternative retribution. My interruption was provoked by shock. Yes, I was quite shocked at Tazil's monstrous lack of good taste.
Who dares to question my good taste?
In my view, it is the worst possible taste to even think about following the King's own quite remarkable performance. One just can't follow that.
I am insulted! He is said to be the best swordsman in France.
Unfortunately, we are in England. May I? Thank you. I hope I don't disgrace it. In case of accidents...
Doctor, don't do it.
In case of accidents, find Turlo.
Bill, our champion and our demon. Have a care, Sir Gilles. Has our demon mortal life to lose?
I fear no hellhound.
Then set to.
Yes.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
20 minutes later, you little bastard.
That was very well done. I love how basically anyone watching who has no idea what Doctor Who is, that must seem so weird out of context. That literally they do a sword fight and then he pulls out a dildo and makes his face go wibbly wobbly, and they have no idea what that means. What's going on?
It does look like a dildo, doesn't it?
When they designed Jodie's screwdriver, maybe they're doing a homage to Anthony Ainley's, gun.
Anally?
Is Ainley? I said the word dildo. Now that's all I can think about. It's very uncomfortable for me. I swear this never happens. I'm the last person you would expect to think that.
Anthony Ainley, the new master.
Talking.
So
Gabriel talking.
He doesn't like it up him.
He doesn't like it up him. Well,
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new companion. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, is that Aaron? Hello, Aaron.
Dr. Aaron.
Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Aaron. Thanks so much.
I've seen you in Yonks.
No, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a very long time. How are you doing?
I'm doing. Thanks, I'm doing.
Oh, good. That is good to hear.
It's certainly going.
Hey, Aaron, thanks so much for doing it. Are you all right to stay with us for another 40 or 45 minutes and talk?
Yeah, no bother. I've got nothing better to do tonight, so let's just give this a go.
Give this a go.
Oh, how very uplifting.
That is very good. Did you manage to see the clip that we just played?
I saw a flash of Peter Davison, and that was about it.
Didn't you see Anthony Ainley?
I didn't know. Sorry.
Oh, what a shame.
His good name. He's a really good actor. I've disgraced his name now.
He is very good. Yeah, Eliott got his name wrong just before you came on, so we were discussing that.
Don't look at
who's your favourite Doctor apart from you, Dr. Aaron?
Well, my favourite Doctor is. It sounds generic, but David Tennant, because I grew up with him and Chris Eccleston. So, and he's just the best, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
He is a phenomenal actor, David Tennant, and he did make that role his own. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I can't believe he's probably the only actor who's played Doctor Who that has managed to shake it off completely. And you can watch him in other episodes of anything. And
He's got a new show coming up.
I thought he's going to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Dennis Nilsson.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah. No, the first time he was in a show on ITV where he was a serial killer in that, or he was a murderer. And
It's a trend.
Two sisters. Was in it, I think, and I watched Doctor Who, and I really didn't like him because I just thought he was a murderer. Very good actor.
See, the first thing I saw him in was he was Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
And I also saw him in this show Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, where he dressed up as a woman after having a breakdown because his wife died, and I thought, he's the Doctor. Mummy, why is the Doctor in drag?
Why not?
Then I realised it was just Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, you brought that round, didn't you? We have a comment which probably says that Tom Baker.
Just Tom Baker, all caps.
That's
Just
it, Tom Baker.
Just Tom Baker.
No, it's Dr. It's Dr. Aaron. Dr. Aaron. Av, if you want to come in and join us, Av, we can do this. If you join us, we can go into 5 screen. So
You've shaved, Aaron.
Yeah, I have.
Nice.
Can I just say, for those of you who aren't watching in black and white, the guy who shaved is the one who's got a beard.
It's such a thrilling conversation for the viewers at home.
Yeah. Right.
Hold on, guys. Before, I sometimes have a beard, and I shaved it off. And that's about the whole story.
Oh, it's a great story.
Tune in for next week. Will he have more of a beard? Will he not? Will he shave again? Who knows?
That's
Do I
it.
have a beard or not? We may never know.
Aaron, fortunately, your clip that you chose was your favourite Doctor, Tom. Not Tom. Oh man, I've ruined it now.
Tom Tennant.
Yes, Tom Tennant.
Tom
and it's Anyway, we're going to play Aaron's clip now, and you can tell us afterwards why he chose it. There we go.
And I'll tell you something else. We just met Queen Victoria.
I know! What a laugh! She was just sitting there.
Like a stamp.
I wanted to say, we are not amused. I bet you £5 I can make her say it.
Well, if I gambled on that, it'd be an abuse of my privilege as a traveller in time.
£10.
Done.
She's a fair old child. I bought her for sixpence in old London town. It was her of the Elephant Man, so...
Thinks he's funny, but I'm so not amused. What do you think, Mum?
It hardly matters. Shall we proceed?
So close.
And the imagination of it should be applauded.
Thought you might disapprove, Your Majesty. Stargazing. Isn't that a bit fanciful? Could easily not be amused or something. No?
This device surveys the infinite work of God. What could be finer? And could we find some clothes for Miss Tyler? I'm tired of nakedness.
It's not amusing, is it?
Sir Robert, your wife must have left some clothes. See to it.
I tried to suggest something was wrong. I thought you might notice. Did you think there was nothing strange about my household stuff?
Well, they were bold, athletic. Your wife's away, I just thought you were happy.
I tell you what though, Mum, I bet you're not amused now.
Do you think this funny?
No, I'm sorry.
Then you may think on this also, that I am not amused. Yes!
Good clip, good choice there, Aaron. I like that one a lot.
Well, tell me that was like several clips. As well, a montage.
Yes, I don't know why you chose that montage. Why?
Why? Oh, well, you know, it's. I think. I mean, Tooth and Claw's a fantastic episode, isn't it? It's in the second episode of series 2. Third episode David Tennant did. It's like him. It's really like him and Billy Piper coming into their own on the comedy. It shows like they show off like the fun side of Doctor Who really well, and they mix it with genuinely quite good horror as well. That it freaked me out a bit as a kid watching the werewolf. Remember, is there a bit where there's a chase sequence in the corridor, and like one of the guys hangs back with a gun, but then the werewolf just swoops down,
yeets,
grabs him up, right? Eats him, if you will.
Yep.
It's one of them where it's like a nice early series Doctor Who episode that's like it's full of good comedy and good horror.
Thank you. I would agree with that. I would have chosen it for all those reasons, as well as the fact it's got Pauline Collins in as well. Collins. Paulie. So, because I used to love watching her when I was your age, boys. In No Honours.
There we go. Yeah. Back in the day.
Back in my day.
All right. Anyway, but no, it's right. It is. It's a great fun episode, and also it introduces Torchwood, which is nice.
Yeah. It does. Yes.
Oh yeah. That was the name of the Who's, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember loving that episode when I was younger, and just reenacting it in drama club after school. Like they were like to do like a warm up thing at the start of the club, and then I was like, let's all do the opening of Tooth and Claw.
Oh, so wholesome! I remember like when I did drama club, we all just pretended to have parents that loved us.
I was an angry tree.
I was a jelly baby.
I think you can bring a lot of emotions to a tree, Dom.
Oh, don't say that.
But I've seen it on stage. You really can't.
Well, I've seen you on video. You really can't.
Come on.
I give it a go at least.
Boys, let's not. Matt's back. Matt.
Yay.
Matt, come and join us. We've got space.
10 naps.
Tennant has a dodgy Scottish accent.
Does, but David Tennant has a really good one.
All right.
I just quite enjoyed it because I really enjoyed the weird ninja monks at the beginning. That they shoot like an action film for some reason.
They just show up, drop the werewolf off, and then leave.
I know, it's very bizarre. But also, yeah, I do agree with Aaron, though. I think the horror is very well realised. And yeah, I remember being quite freaked as a kid, because it is probably gruesome. You probably hear like the bones crunching and the blood spluttering when the werewolf eats people. And it's probably grim. I kind of miss a kind of early, kind of proper grimness, and actual kind of horror, like an actual kind of quite like there's just a level of threat that a villain brought in early season. I feel like they kind of got lost a bit with Moffat. But yeah, no, yeah. I think the werewolf's very well realised. I think even today, the effects of the werewolf still hold up pretty well, just animation-wise.
Very good CGI. That transformation scene, bloody hell.
I think what you're trying to say, Eliott, is that the werewolf effects stand up well. No!
Oh, yeah, very hair-raising.
That's Dom's impression of Gabriel Featherstone.
Well, hang on. Wait, surely that was Dom's impression of a full moon.
Hey, yes, hey, very good. So, we've got 30 minutes to fill, Dr. Aaron. What's next?
Well, actually, I realised we didn't actually really discuss the King's demons, did we? After we determined
you basically just insulted Anthony Ainley, and then
I didn't mean to.
King's Demons is such an underrated story. Like, it introduces Chameleon, who, quite frankly, is basically canine but less motivated, and like. I mean, I've read online there's actually a chameleon curse. Anyone who's ever been a form of chameleon, anyone who's ever played him, has died. There's actually like a real curse about it. So it just raises a lot of questions.
Also, Dom, 4 actors who have played the Doctor have died as well.
Yeah. That's that. It's a shame there. No, I'm not going to say that. That was rude.
Didn't Chameleon turn into the Doctor at one point? I can't remember.
No. Oh, he didn't. Yeah, so that's why Davison's still kicking.
That's why he's still around.
Yeah. That's why he. I mean, he isn't doing that bloody Galaxy Con thing I'm doing, so he has no excuse. But like, it's just an underrated story. Everyone says it's like one of the worst 80 stories of all time. It's a 2-parter. Don't hate, appreciate.
Yeah, I kind of forget it exists. I think because it's so short and it's like in the middle of like other better stories surrounding it. I kind of just forget about it really because I think it's a shame because I like Chameleon a lot as a concept, but I feel like yeah, it's really underutilized. And also, I find it weird how I don't know why it's so short because honestly, it's weird how finding out Chameleon was actually the king was actually a robot. That feels like there should have been like a cliffhanger, and then and actually should have been more to it. But no, he just kind of fucks off the Doctor. And that's the end of the story. It's very anticlimactic. But hey, at least we kind of get a sequel then to the Doctor Master sword fight from Sea Devils. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
And then he pulled out a dildo.
Yes, he did.
He pulled out a dildo.
We're not going back to the Hobbit, are we?
What?
Sorry, I was just
the dildo scene in the Hobbit. Yeah.
Was Anthony anally in the Hobbit? I don't remember.
No, it was dildo Baggins.
Bag end.
Dildo teabag end. Right.
I'm not a fan of how this conversation is going.
No, nor am I. Aaron,
you said it.
I know. I can't help myself. Simon Kemp. He got the joke. Thank you, Simon.
Which one?
There was a joke.
Yeah, mine are all solid 2s, like I said before. Now,
yeah, they are number 2s.
Yes. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, that was a shit joke, literally.
Hey.
Right. Okay. Let's. Should we move on? I want to know where Aaron lives. Aaron, whereabouts? Are you in London like Dom, or are you miles away?
No, I'm coming to you from Norwich right now.
Yes! Norwich. UEA is wonderful.
It's the quiz of the week.
Can your housemates hear you and thinking, what is he doing?
Well, I've said to them that I'm doing this, but I think they're currently occupied in a game of Fall Guys. So hopefully,
of course they are. That game.
Such nerds, am I right? get a life, am I right?
So yeah. Anyway, that Chris Chibnall, eh?
Lay off him.
You've been waiting for, like, I remember when we first did this, you wanted us to bring up arachnids in the UK.
Well, yeah, because who doesn't want to talk about that?
Did we talk about it last time? We know, because last time we talked about insects, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have a clip from, didn't we? Arachnids in the UK.
Mr. Big from Sex and the City.
Yes,
Or
Trump.
Alicia's husband in The Good Wife.
Mr. Big from Sex and the City.
Yeah. You're all wrong. You're all wrong. Right. Should we move on? It'll be. We've got 3 clips to fill 30 minutes.
One of them's the Chibnall, so you're in for a treat, Aaron.
It's a good one though. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It is a good one.
Oh, is that yours, Elliot?
It is mine. Yes.
I've left yours to the end because I feel that's going to cause debate and discussion as well.
I will fight you to the death, guys, if you have an issue with it.
No, that's what I mean. I think it will open up gates of other things to talk about. I think it'd be quite nice fun. So I think that's why I didn't want to put it in early, because I feel that you could go off on tangents. So yeah, and I put Vincent before that as well, so we may as well have a bit of sadness. What was the reason when you said about Vincent, that clip? Which clip do you mean?
Oh, I mean, I see you knew I meant the one where they take Vincent to the modern day gallery. Then he looks around and he kind of cries because Bill Nye talks about how wonderful he is.
Oh,
you got the wrong one, didn't you?
I thought it was the stars with Starry Night.
That one is good. That one is good. But I think that with the gallery one where he's crying, I think that's the point where everyone cries in that story. So I think that's the pinnacle of that story.
I mean, Bill Nye really shouldn't have said all those things about Vincent, but then he could because he's the chief curator.
Okay, should we go to my clip now, which was going to be Tooth and Claw, but it is actually my clip is about that famous banker in Pompeii.
TARDIS is gone.
Okay.
Where is it then?
You told me not to tell you.
Oi, don't get clever in Latin.
Excuse me. There was a box. Big blue wooden box, just over there. Where's it gone?
Sold it, didn't I?
But wasn't yours to sell?
It was on my patch, wasn't it? I got 15 sesterti for it. Lovely chap.
Who'd you sell it to?
Oh, Caecilius. Look, if you want to argue, why don't you take it out with him? It's on Foss Street. Big Villa. Go on, missy.
Thanks. What did you buy a big blue wooden box for?
Modern art. Out of the way, that's it. Oh, Rhombus, I'm a little bit peckish. Get me some ants and honey, there's a good lad. Ooh, maybe a dormouse? What do you think?
You call it modern art? I call it a blooming great waste of space.
But we're going up in the world, my love. Lucius Dexterus himself has come to the house this afternoon. What with that and our Evelina about to be elevated.
Oh, don't go on about it, Dad. If we'd moved to Rome, like I said, she could have been a Vestal Virgin.
Someone mentioned Vestal Virgins?
Quintus, don't be so rude. You apologize to the household gods.
Get off.
Apologize right now. The gods are always watching.
Position!
Now you've made the heavens angry. Just say sorry. I tell you, Caecilius, that boy will come to no good.
Sorry, household gods.
So where were you last night? Down the Thermopylae, I bet, cavorting with Etruscans and Christians and all sorts. How's your head, sunshine? How's your head?
Right, Dad, give us a break.
You want to smarten yourself up, Quintus, before Lucius Dexterus gets here. Look at your sister. She's giving us status.
Oh, yeah, because it's all about Evelina.
She has the gift.
Wow.
I mean, I know the TARDIS translates everything into English, but I don't know how I'm trying to imagine what does lovely jubbly in Latin sound like.
I like how the TARDIS, like in its universal translator, made just all the street sellers into Cockneys, and then all the posh people Scottish.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much so that they did it the other way around. And Peter Capaldi's like, "Oh, I've assumed you've been down the pub, eh? You've been fornicating with the ladies." If only. I can dream.
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly.
I got 15 sturdy for it, lovely.
And it's quite like the TARDIS. I've noticed that on a couple of occasions. It's been dragged across deserts with ropes, but it's also been picked up and taken and put in a house in Pompeii.
It's because John Cleese didn't buy it when he could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that bit. Why did he choose? Why did he choose that clip then, Steve?
It was a spare clip, but I chose it.
Smooth. They'll never know now.
I chose it because it had Peter Capaldi in, really, and I thought it would be good because it's Pompeii. Although the banker's the only one who's probably well known. Once I did my research, but I thought it would at least spark some sort of debate about having Peter Capaldi in an episode where he wasn't the Doctor.
I'm surprised he didn't choose like the end clip though, when Doctor comes back and saves them, because he does a whole kind of hand reaching out hand thing, and that's what inspires him to turn into him later.
That's what inspired.
It was easier to download that one off YouTube, and
it was cheaper.
It took me less time to get that one. Let me say.
Yeah. But it's also got Karen Gillan in a different role in the same episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the random soothsayers.
Yeah.
She has eyes on the back of her hands.
Yes, and that's because the BBC is only 10 actors.
Yes.
And all of them are Nicholas Courtney or Michael Sheard or
No. At least 9 of them are Olivia Colman.
She's a Netflix now, though.
She's fucking everything. She's in everything. I mean, I love her, but she isn't everything.
Yeah, it's a shame because she is so good, but I suppose everybody else thinks she's so good though now, and that's the thing. But I think
we can't have her.
She's so humble. I would imagine that she'll just say, yeah, if she likes it, she'll do it.
She's the mum I never wanted.
And the mum you never got. So you've got nothing to complain about there.
The role they got her in for Doctor Who was the most... She deserved so much more screen time to be in an episode of Doctor Who, apart from just the 2 scenes that she's in, where she does approximately nothing for 2 scenes and then is killed, I think.
She snarls and she runs with children in her hands.
Yeah, her mouth opens, if I remember.
Yeah, because she was a disguise for
Zero. According to the YouTube channel Who Culture, she is the most wasted actress to have appeared in the show.
She is. She's literally an Oscar winner, and you watch her in that episode of Doctor Who, and she's not even in it. Couldn't they have got just some random extra for that role and not Olivia Colman? Or have her play Prisoner Zero as just her?
Well, I mean, earlier in that story, you do get to see her having a sleep in the bed.
Yeah, she got paid.
Showing off her range.
Yeah.
Look, here she is asleep, and now she's awake.
What magic!
Best of both worlds.
That's
great for a queen.
But no, I'm very glad you chose that clip though, Steve, because I love Fight of Pompeii. I think it's one of the best historical stories that there's been. And I think it's a really powerful way to start off a season to kind of really throw the companion right into the midst of it and show, no, this is how difficult it's going to be, and this is how much literal death and destruction you will see if you go in the TARDIS. And it's still heartbreaking to watch that story. And I think it's a perfect combination of sci-fi and historical. I think it gets it down right pat. I think it blends them really well together in such a way it doesn't take away from the culture of the time, but still makes it a really interesting watch.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say when I said that's the best clip I could find to do in the time. It is. It's a good. I was toying with that one, or the one with links in when they go back to the castle. The
Time Warrior.
Time Warrior.
Oh,
Tom Baker.
yes.
Because I love that.
That was Pertwee.
That's Pertwee.
How dare you?
Pertwee. Was it?
Sarah Jane's first story. And the first Sontaran story. And
am I getting confused with the second Sontaran story?
That's called the Sontaran Experiment.
And did they not go? When did they go back to the castle?
That was the Time Warrior.
That was Time Warrior.
There we go. So I beg my apologies. I've got a lot of things in my head. I've got 59 years of experience and none of it relevant.
Question is, what have you got experience in?
There's all these memories in my head, and I can't keep. I can't sit down and watch the whole series of Patrick Troughton. Oh God, I can't even remember the first name of the Doctor, William Hartnell.
No, it's Joe Martin. Get it right.
You've not watched that series yet, Steve. You cannot vent it.
No, it wasn't Joe Martin. It was that child that was just on the planet.
It was officer.
And then there was about 30 others after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know where that child came from originally, so maybe there was one before that child. Who knows?
Well, it's series 13 is just a dream, isn't it? It doesn't count.
It's like Dallas. We're hoping they all get.
Yeah, because series 13 hasn't happened yet.
Wow.
Do you mean series 12?
Whichever one we're on now.
One of the other.
I sort of lost track of how many series there are after we got to 10.
It's just timeless at the moment.
Av's just come in and corrected us, and I think we ought to just acknowledge the fact that he thought I was 35, and he's actually right. So,
could have fooled me.
I thought you were 12.
Hey, we're not talking girth here, boys. Now,
Jesus Christ.
that's how to influence friends there. Right. So I'm gonna I think we could do this. We could do this. I actually did lie to you. It was the one in the museum. Of course it was. Why wouldn't you play it? It made me cry when I watched it the other day. Oh, I see you're measuring. He's a maths teacher, by the way, Dom. Not only is he a very funny comedian and knowledgeable on Doctor Who, he's got a plastic ruler.
And he's available, ladies.
See, if you hadn't done that,
dial now. The number on the bottom.
He knows the order of all the Sontaran episodes.
And he enjoys pasties and long country walks.
And souffles.
We're gonna go. People in history. We're gonna go. I'm gonna play this one by ear. It's Van Gogh.
Glad to be of help. You were nice about my tie.
Yes, and today is another cracker, if I may say so. But I just wondered, between you and me, in 100 words, where do you think Van Gogh rates in the history of art?
Well, big question. But to me, Van Gogh is the finest painter of them all. Certainly the most popular, great painter of all time. The most beloved, his command of color, the most magnificent. He transformed the pain of his tormented life into ecstatic beauty. Pain is easy to portray, but to use your passion and pain to portray the ecstasy and joy and magnificence of our world, No one had ever done it before. Perhaps no one ever will again. To my mind, that strange, wild man who roamed the fields of Provence was not only the world's greatest artist, but also one of the greatest men who ever lived.
Vincent, sorry. I'm sorry, is it too much?
No. They are tears of joy. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sorry about the beard.
It's all about you. Caressing kisses. It's all about you.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Don't look at me.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's great. And Bill Nye, I love Bill Nye anyway, but who's pinging?
Wasn't me.
That'll be me.
It might be me.
So unprofessional. Say Gabriel wouldn't do this.
Gabriel wouldn't.
Gabriel would never do this. Gabriel,
I mean,
he needs to not show up so he couldn't do this.
It's also Dom that I'm pinging.
Oh,
someone's popular.
I kind of posted on our friendly group chat that Aaron's joined the call.
Aaron's what?
I kind of posted on our friends group chat that Aaron's in the call.
Ah.
So.
He's in a cool t-shirt. I like that. That's good.
Thank you.
Riveting dialogue, guys. But I actually really like how Bill Nye actually that was a completely uncredited role. He wasn't credited for that role. So
oh really?
It was a huge surprise. He turned up because obviously you didn't see him on the preview for the casting for the story. So he just turns up like, oh, it's Bill Nye, and now he's got a really lovely emotional monologue at the end, and that was really nice. Yeah. And now the fan theory that he's actually a future incarnation of a Doctor, being the curator.
He was in the running to play the Doctor once.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see Bill Nye as the Doctor.
And Olivia Colman.
That'd be a great companion Doctor duo, Bill Nye and Olivia Colman.
It's just the power of Richard Curtis to get Bill Nye in for 2 uncredited scenes.
I'm really struggling to imagine Bill Nye as the Doctor facing the Daleks going, well, Daleks, if you want to exterminate, maybe you shouldn't. Just think about it. I don't know. He's too gentle for me.
I'd like to see him as the Doctor, but playing Billy Mack from Love Actually.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that'd be good. Yeah.
That's well, Daleks. We can stay here with my fat manager, and you can try and exterminate me, or we can all sit down and just have a drink or two.
This is shit, isn't it?
Hey kids, if you want to stop the Cybermen, just take loads of drugs and it's easy.
we don't condone that, kids.
What?
Yeah, because I am sure there are so many kids watching this right now, Steve.
After Dildo Baggins, of course they will.
Of course, it's definitely how kids of today want to spend their Tuesday evenings.
They should all be in bed, ready for school tomorrow before it's cancelled.
Now they're all playing Aaron's housemates with Fall Guys.
Are all your students watching?
My students?
Yeah.
Actually, one of them said to me today, completely out of the blue, no idea where this came from. I was helping them with some work, and they said, "Oi, sir, you sound like a stand-up comedian." I went, "What?" I went, "What are you talking?" I said, "Well, you just act like a stand-up comedian." I went, "Right."
That'll be a first.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but
I think we'll elevate. Eliott.
Hey!
I've been dethroned.
I've been upgraded finally. I get more pay now.
You're over on top, Eliott. Make the most of it.
I know. It's weird. I'm not really used to it. Well, I mean, you can't use it as an insult, Dom, because I'm asexual. Unless you don't care about that, that's not an insult to me.
I'm gonna put it back because it ruins my. There you go. I feel better. Hey, Aaron, this is the fun we have when we talk about the magic of Doctor Who. It's
I've watched enough of these to know how fun they are.
Who's on top?
If you'd watched any of these, you wouldn't be here now, Aaron.
On the stream or in life?
Who's on top in life?
Or on who's on top in what sense?
Sexually?
No.
No one.
I hope not.
No, I was just talking. I didn't want to philosophical debate.
That changed the way I see Dildo Baggins' sword sting.
Oh.
You've seen it before, haven't you?
If you want to talk about the police, that's fine.
Dumbledore asked calmly.
Good. Right. So, have we finished? Have we finished discussing Vincent, or did we just talk about Bill Nighy?
Right. I mean, I'm not sure what to say really, because I think like we're pretty. I'm assuming we're all going to be quite unanimous in that. I think it's one of the best just stories ever of Doctor Who. I think it's just so beautifully, expertly done. It's fantastic portrayal into one of the greatest artists of our time, and I love everything about it. But Dom clearly disagrees, so go ahead.
Go on. It's Dom's rant of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Bill Nighy was more historical figure in that story than Vincent, but
well, that's it. I'm the famous. I've got all Bill Nighy's paintings.
I'm willing to admit, when I watched it as a kid, as an adult, I appreciate it a lot more. But when I watched it when I was younger, I didn't.
How old were you, Dom, when that came out? Then that's going to make me feel 13. So bad.
He wasn't alive.
13.
I think it's one of the best episodes of the New Who or Stephen Moffat's era. The only thing I don't like about it is I think it would have been a better story if there'd have been no monster in it. I don't like the New Who trend where they all think, oh well, it's like we have to have a monster of the week in every episode, even though like Vincent and the Doctor is a great character study of Vincent van Gogh as a historical figure. I feel like the monster in the episode was really shoehorned in at the last second to like fill the monster of the week sort of quota that they had going. Because there are genuinely, I remember there's some classic Who episodes which are genuinely like they're really good episodes without having a villain in them. What was it? The William Hartnell episode where they go to where they're in the French Revolution. And
Right, Terror.
Yeah, that one. I just don't think that the current or New Who era writers understand there doesn't need to be a monster in every single episode that they've done.
I think the only reason why they're including a monster is because, the original point of the whole show was the historical element, but then in the 60s when the sci-fi element got kicked in, loads more kids enjoyed that element, so they got rid of the historical element. So I think what they were trying to do was try and reignite the same kind of passion that the 60s kind of had. But it's a shit idea.
Well, I do agree with Aaron that I think the story still would have been good even without a monster. But I guess if they felt they had, I don't know, if they were like contractually obliged by the producer, they had to put a monster in. I feel like all things they could have done, that probably was quite a clever way to do it. And now you have Mr. Van Gogh, who was seen as mad by everyone else. So having a monster that only he can see is afraid of is quite a clever like kind of analogy and metaphor for how the world viewed him. And I think it's a clever way to include that into the story. But yeah, you could have removed it, wouldn't have changed much. But it's there anyway. It still works. I still think it's quite a tender moment when it's dying at the end.
Yeah, like it doesn't ruin the episode. I just think it could have been like less shoehorned in.
Yeah,
but at least they did it better than Rosa.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
What we're moving on to now. Well, nicely. A nice segue there, Dr. Aaron. So should we just before we start the argument, let's go.
stand up now?
I don't think I should have to.
Are you going to stand up?
No.
If you don't stand, I'm gonna have you arrested.
You may do that.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again, and I'll rise up, I like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the ache, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
It's yes. Is he waving his sonic?
I think it's a
screwdriver.
No, it's a dynamite. You know, you're a fan of Andrew Day?
And I rise up.
It's a nice song.
It is.
That's enough.
Well,
that's all we got to say. After that moment, just go, yeah, it's all right, tune.
well, okay. Well, I mean, I imagine Aaron will disagree with me, but I think that I'm not going to pretend that like the Chibnall era is perfect by any means. It has got its flaws, but I will say one thing I do think that generally they have nailed properly in the new era is I think they have nailed historical stories very well. I think every historical story they've done has been really, really, really good quality and really A-star. All right, okay, you three as well. But honestly, I think Sidney Newman honestly would be proud to see where the show is now, given that it was his original intention to make the show educational for people to learn through history and science through watching it. And I think that, well, I know at least you, Steve and Dom, as comedians, we know how important it is and how easy it is for entertainment, things like comedy or drama or fiction or storytelling, to be used as a vehicle for learning things and for education, and how is the best way to learn something is through things you enjoy. I think it's really important for kids to be kind of exposed to these kind of historical figures. Because I remember, at least, I don't know you guys, but I was schooled in England, America, and Russia, and in none of the schools I was in any country, I was never taught shit about Black history. I was never taught anything about Rosa Parks or any important Black.
Really?
Yeah, not at all. None. I was taught nothing. I remember.
I my A levels.
I got to read Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe for English, but that was it. I was never exposed to any other kind of Black author or writer or figure at all. And honestly, so I'm just really glad that we actually have things like Doctor Who that can introduce kids to that story. That they should be taught anyway. Because again, like earlier, I got into like Charles Dickens through Doctor Who and the Muppets. I learned about historical figures through the things I enjoyed as a kid. And that, well, it sounds silly, but it's true. I mean, and that's why media matters. That's why it does matter. And I think the story is so well done. I think it's perfect because it's a really engaging, thrilling piece of TV, but it doesn't take away from the agency of Rosa Parks. Like Doctor and crew, they don't make her stand up. They sit stand her ground. They don't make her or tell her, oh, you've got to make sure you keep your seats and don't stand up for this white man. She does it completely herself. They're only there to stop another racist from changing history. So all the agency and all the power is still within Rosa. They don't take away from that. And I think it's just really well done. And I like it a lot. And I know what Aaron's going to say. I know he's going to say that the space races didn't need to be there. But I think that without that conflict, there's no real kind of tension for the characters in the story to be there. And I think without him, they have no reason to be on the bus at the end to be part of that event. And Graham is torn up. He literally, they're also torn. They have to sit there and watch this. And they can't stop it and they can't influence it. So if they did have a reason to be there to make sure history went ahead, it was quite kind of selfish and vindictive of them to go ahead anyway out of their own choice to watch it happen. So I think you kind of needed the villain there to make the tension happen. So they had to be there for that to happen. If that makes sense, because in that moment is really heartbreaking and also uplifting at the same time. And also, I know you can say this as well. I know the music. I know people didn't like the music. I think it's a bit. I know that's more of a subjective choice because I mean they had like a pop music for the Van Gogh bit, and everyone loved that. And I think it's I think it depends. I would personally would have preferred an orchestral piece, but I still think it was a. I think it's a fine enough song, and at least they had the decency to actually choose a black artist rather than like use Adele or Taylor Swift, which definitely would have taken away from the moment. But anyway, those are my 2 cents.
Well, I was just going to say, I think people like Dom like the music at the end of the Van Gogh episode because it sounds like every Coldplay song that's ever been written. In terms, but yeah, just to the point about the villain in Rosa, I was watching it and I think it's just another thing like Vincent and the Doctor for me. It would be a perfectly good story without a really shoehorned villain being in there. And the villain is so one note and pointless throughout the entire episode. He just shows up for a couple of scenes. They're like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "I'm a massive racist." And then they get rid of him or whatever the hell they do. I can't remember. And it's also that right. What really annoys me is about the person, like the thing that is supposedly going to go down in the history of Doctor Who. The person that Rosa Parks had to give up a seat for was Graham. Like, why did it have to be Graham? He's like the nicest character on the whole show. Like, it's not like the racist white bus operators or someone of high stature in America or something. It's like Graham. Like,
that's why it's so tragic. Though. That's why it's so tragic because he doesn't want to be there, and he is so lovely. That's why it's so heartbreaking to watch him see it happen. And he hates he has to be part of the events.
Why in the show is he now going down as like the man who made like Rosa Parks like?
I know it's horrible, isn't it? That's why it's good drama.
The thing is, even though I agree that character deserved a lot more, if he was to actually have a part in the show, he deserves a bit more of a presence. I felt he was so underused. He just didn't need to be in the story. I can understand why he was in the story because it shows how one little thing, like Rosa Parks giving up a seat on the bus, can change history. And I loved how it kind of reflected on that. So it is like kind of a history lesson, how even though giving up a seat on the bus caused such a huge chain of events. I have to admit that me and my mum constantly bicker about this episode because I think it is
Is she a bus driver?
Don't say that to her. Even though I personally feel it's definitely a good story. It's one of my favourites in Series 11. But
it's Series 11's best for sure. Yeah. I think that and Demons of the Punjab are they did.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yes,
Demons of the Punjab did the whole history side of things a lot better because they did the villain, but they also made it sort of cultural a little bit.
It wasn't the villain. The creatures weren't the villain.
Like the real villains were the
villain was man.
Was mad all along.
that is true.
It would be a bit concerning though. It would be a bit concerning though if you went into a history lesson on Rosa Parks and that, and the reason Rosa Parks gave up her seat on the bus is because there was this racist alien from the future, and then Bradley Walsh from The Chase tried to stop tried to make sure the whole thing went ahead.
Well, but then you also say that everyone in Pompeii died because the Doctor pressed a switch.
Yeah, and this is Britain. We can change history, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I mean, I know you guys say that. The racist was like really one note and boring. I hate to break it to you, but many racists are.
Yeah, and I have heard that the massive racist doll is going to sell loads after Brexit. So fine.
Oh yes, actually, I will say that actually there was one thing. Actually, weirdly, I actually didn't. I'll see that villain is like a massive racist. It was revealed later he was a racist, but actually, I actually didn't like how when the Doctor immediately meets him, she immediately sees his tattoo, like his little marking, and like immediately assumes, you're from this prison, so therefore you must be a bad person before she even knows who he is. And that's a bit judgmental because not everyone who goes to prison is accused because of the right reasons. Also, like your wife was in prison, Doctor, so that's a bit of a harsh statement, but. You know, I do have issues about sort of Jodie's doctors like in the morality in certain episodes. And as one example of that.
He's more racist than Casco.
No, not that far.
You didn't like to get about climate change at the end of
Orphan 50.
Yeah.
I just want to say that Av says he was told to stand up from his seat because he hadn't paid the fare.
Oh,
and I think
sorry, Av.
I think that sums up the episode.
No, I think I've just proven that we need to nationalise the bus service.
Come on, brother.
Make them walk.
Come on, brother Sir Keir Starmer.
I did I learned about the British Empire in A level, and we basically learned. We didn't really learn much about about the bad side of it. It was just like, Britain went across the world and colonized everywhere. And
I mean so nicely. We were so lovely to them, and we all gave them tea.
Yeah, look, we gave them football.
Hey,
who cares about the mass colonization and many starvation and all the pain? We gave them a game that we can kick some pigskin.
We don't talk about pigs. We'll go back to Pigskin City. Right. We're gonna wrap it up now. Everyone, thanks so much for watching and staying with us. If you just joined, we're going. But thank you for joining. We'll be back with a completely new cast, I imagine, in a couple of weeks.
We already have a completely new cast.
So thanks ever so much for watching. My daughter
you got a little doll of yourself. Oh,
my daughter did it.
I thought that was the massive racist action figure.
Hey,
I'm just so glad that you didn't make it yourself, because that would have been very sad.
Oh, I could do sadder things, but he's quite good, isn't he?
No, it's nice.
Not bad.
Is it a puppet?
I'm not a puppet. Right. Okay. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, right.